You might not have realized that 2025 is probably the best year that we've had for the city building genre in a long time. The list of how many good city builders are releasing this year, it's kind of insane actually. And today I want to go over very quickly what all of these are, because you might be interested in why this year is so good for city builders, and maybe you'll find something that you would want to play that you might not have heard about. Also, if you want to help support this channel and keep us independent, please do check out the Patreon. Direct support does mean we can do what we want and we're not beholden to anyone. So thank you for that. So this is such a good year and so many games, and just for a big name that is releasing this year and set to release this year, there's Anno 117, and this is going to be an Anno game. If you haven't seen, I have actually played some of this early and experienced the game, and it is fundamentally an Anno game. If you like Anno games, you will like 117, but of course if you're not into any of the other Anno games, this might not be for you. But if you are looking for a new Anno game, the next mainline entry in the Anno series is probably what people want. And after the 15-year drought of no ancient Roman city builders, from 2009 until 2024, we are now finally getting a bunch more Roman city builders after 15 years of not getting a single one, and Anno 117 is the biggest budget of them all. So there are some improvements here if you haven't seen it, particularly with road building. Ships can be customized and outfitted with what you feel is best, and of course there's going to be naval trading, questing, object finding, and decorating. Comes along with all the city building, resource management, logistics controls, and the upgrading of houses. Military is also in Anno 117 with naval warfare, but of course also land invasions too, where you can build walls and garrisons to defend yourself on all the islands that you colonize. Now, besides Anno 117, earlier in the year, Foundation finally released. Now, this is technically been in early access for many years, and for full transparency, Foundation did sponsor me years in the past, but they finally released. So that actually released and is now officially a 2025 game. It's not a new game if you've been following the early access, but it fully released right at the start of 2025, and this is considered a very good city builder. It's popular, it's got a medieval setting, and its whole selling point is it's organic, gridless, and you can build modular monuments, larger constructions that allow a lot of natural customizations. So your whole city turns out looking very medieval. The roads, you don't place roads, they form based on where people want to go. You don't place individual houses, you zone an area, and your people build houses in that area. And the customizable monuments means you can build them as big or small as you like. The bigger, the better, but also the more expensive. The smaller, the more flexible and maybe easier to get going. Besides Foundation, The Wandering Village is also releasing in the middle of 2025. It's a moving city builder where you build on the back of an onbu. It's a dinosaur-like creature that you have to live symbiotically with as you travel across the world, going from biome to biome. Eventually, you learn to work with the onbu, or you could exploit it for resources. But either way, you're surviving a toxic world together, which is a unique setting for a city builder. And The Wandering Village has also been in early access for a long time as well, so it's not new, but it is fully releasing in 2025 to a 1.0 release. And the trend of moving cities has somewhat passed, but The Wandering Village is considered to be one of the better ones coming out of that trend, and now that it's finally fully releasing, we can get a complete experience, and if you haven't jumped in yet, it might be worth having another look at as well. In addition to those, 2025 is bringing us Farthest Frontier, that has been in early access and was delayed. It was supposed to release earlier on in 2025, but it was delayed to later in 2025, but they are building to a 1.0 full release. It's gonna have a bunch of big updates to finalize and wrap this up nicely with a neat little bow of big updates. And this is another medieval setting, great looking survival city builder that we've been watching through its early access years. And it had a bit of a rough start with performance, but that got much better, though there are still some reports of it requiring more hardware than the recommended settings. So just go in and check the performance of the game first before fully committing. But Farthest Frontier has some unique takes on survival city building, and it looks great, and people really like it. And it actually reaching a full release in the year they were targeting is also somewhat impressive. I mean, it was delayed, but delayed into the same year. So Farthest Frontier is also another great one for 2025 to be fully releasing. And that's not counting many other more niche successes that have fully released. For example, Pax Augusta released. It's an ancient Roman city builder that has a niche following, but it seems like they really enjoy what they're experiencing there. It's got some world map stuff going on, some questing, some story, and it's an ancient Roman city builder, and it's attempting to be as authentic as possible as you build flourishing cities and look after your citizens, trading goods, earning gold, building monuments, and becoming an influential Roman emperor. So Pax Augusta is always brought up in city building lists for 2025, and it has fully released as well. Of Life and Land released earlier in the year as well. This one is a low poly settlement building strategy game with some simulation going on. Every animal and plant strives to find its place in nature, so it's got this environmental simulation as you build your town and try to live off the land and all of that stuff. You explore different regions and trade with local factions to gain needed resources. This one has fully released and also has a free demo as well. Kaiserpunk also released earlier in the year. This one did sponsor us in the past as well, and this is a grand city builder where you're building up a city, but also there's this grand strategy military aspect to the game. So you're building your city to support and fund this war effort, and it's leaning on this grand city builder, production-focused logistical management, but with the aim of world conquest in an alternate 20th century world. So Kaiserpunk did also release. Speaking of grand city builders, Memoriapolis also released earlier in the year, and this is another grand city builder where you're not just building a city, but you're shaping a living, evolving civilization, going through 5 major eras from antiquity to the Industrial Revolution, and you are growing your civilization rather than just building a town. And this idea of grand city builder seems to be a new subgenre that's taking hold. Airborne Empire entered early access. It's part of the moving cities trend, and it entered early access right at the start of 2025 and looking at a year in early access, so it should be almost completing towards the end of the year if they're sticking to their schedule. Pompeii the Legacy is planning a 2025 release, though the developer is leaning towards an early access release. They haven't fully decided whether it's going to be a full release or not. Pompeii the Legacy, ancient Roman city builder based around Pompeii. There will be a volcano, expect that, but that's going to be releasing in some form in 2025. And just on top of that, and everything I haven't mentioned in this video, there is also Manor Lords, which may release in 2025. The original plan is to release in 2025. It might be delayed. It's likely to be delayed, but Manor Lords is a game that looks amazing, and its optimization plus smooth performance is even more astounding, really. Like, a game looking that good with that kind of performance, it's amazing that it just doesn't lag. It's a medieval setting survival city builder. Initially, it sounds like all the others, but as time has gone on, the game has grown and continues to explore new details and features, not just with city builder elements, but also the military, regions, trade, logistical, resource management. Although Manor Lords started as a solo dev project, and a lot of people like to keep saying it's a solo dev, it's now expanded to a more sizable team and has Hooded Horse as a publisher. I've talked so much about Manor Lords over the years, and it went semi-viral for the launch of Early Access, so you probably know all about it. But just know that although updates do take their time, they have been consistently improving and expanding the game. The initial rough plan is to stay in Early Access for a year, which means a 2025 release, but I can't really see this reaching a full release, maybe next year in 2026, but this is very much playable now. Many people are jumping into Manor Lords and having a good time already. So 2025, as you can see, is just a fantastic year for the city building genre. So many good games, so many all coming all at once, and that is quite rare. Usually, when I list games, if there are more than 3 amazing games in a genre for the year, it's an amazing year for that genre. Because very frequently we get 1 good game, sometimes 2 good games. If we're lucky, it's 3 good games. Whenever there are 4 good games in a single genre releasing in a year, that's a fantastic year that goes down as a very, very good time. And looking back through the history of numerous genres, this seems to be the general threshold where people start reminiscing of like, oh wow, that was a good year for that genre. Kind of like thinking, oh, 1997 and 1998 for RTS, such good years. It's because we got so many good games in those years. And 2025 is the best year we've had for city building for a long, long time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick video of the best city builders, a quick glance of the good ones in 2025, and the fact that this is such a good year. What do you think? Which one did I not mention that you would like me to talk about more? I'm of course making many more of these kinds of list videos, so do subscribe if you want to see more of that. If you want to help keep us independent and not beholden to anything, do try visit the Patreon. You can follow there for free content for videos that I don't post on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't like me posting those videos here. So you can follow on Patreon, but if you want to support directly, that is very, very much appreciated, and you'll get access to a lot of bonus videos over on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.